Lesson number two. Lesson number two is the second thing that caught my attention while I was reading this book called How to Get Rich Without Cutting Up Your Credit Cards. That wasn't the point of the book. There's certain things, when you read a book, there's certain things that it sticks to your brain based on the type of lifestyle you live in or where you at in life. So I'm reading this book, and lesson number two is, the book said this. It said, when it comes to business, just start. Just start something. Because once you start something, what's gonna happen is you made the first step already. You're in it. You're in the game. You started. So I'm reading this book, and it's telling me to start something. It don't matter what it is. So the first thing that I did was my first action was, at 17 years old, I opened up a bank account, and that was the first time I opened up a bank account. None of my peer group, none of them had a bank account. We were all, I guess the word is, street kids. And I went up, I opened up a bank account. My friends was laughing at me. They were like, reading these books, you're going crazy. Because I started talking to my friends about the things that I'm learning now, the way I see life now. I'm telling my friends, you got another chance in life. You got another opportunity to be somebody, So I went, opened up the bank account, and I started thinking, well, this book said just get started. And if you're going to start a business, just get started. So I thought to myself, okay, well, what would I like to do? What's something that I always wanted to do? And one of the things that I always wanted to do was become a barber. So what I did was, I went to every barbershop in my town and asked for work. I never held a clipper in my hand. I never cut nobody's hair. But I was determined that I'm just going to get started. And one of my first businesses that I was going to start was a barbershop. For me to start a barbershop, I got to first learn how to cut hair. So that's what I did. I went to every barbershop in my town. A lot of the barbershops denied me because I didn't have the experience. They were full. They didn't need no barber at the moment. So one barbershop hired me. They're like, we'll give you the opportunity. We'll teach you how to cut hair. And that's when my journey of cutting hair started, becoming a barber. It started. So, my first few haircuts were terrible. Even a couple people were mad at me because, I never cut hair before. So, I opened up, I started cutting hair. And when I was cutting hair, I was thinking to myself, I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm cutting hair with the end goal of starting my first business, which is a barbershop. And my mind started thinking, I live in New York. My mother moved to Maryland. And I'm thinking, wow, my mom lives in Maryland. There's not a lot of barbershops in Maryland. So I could learn how to cut hair here, move to Maryland, and open up a barbershop in Maryland. And that's what happened. I cut hair for like about a year, and then I moved to Maryland with that goal. I kept reading more books, more financial books, and more financial books. I just kept reading a lot of financial books because I'm already thrilled with with the sense that I'm gonna be somebody. Basically, my life started over again. I had motive. I had a goal. I was happy. I'm like, man, I'm gonna prove everybody that I'm gonna become somebody. All the teachers that told me that I wasn't gonna amount to nothing, you know, I'm gonna prove them wrong. And I got a second chance in life because I didn't graduate high school, but maybe I could become successful in a business and make as much money as a teacher, as a police officer, as a doctor, a lawyer. So that's what I did. I started cutting hair, and I moved to Maryland. And when I moved to Maryland, I started cutting hair in the garage of my mother's house. I started with friends, then friends brought other friends, and I just got started. But I'm like, wow, this is working, you know? I'm a barber. I'm learning each day. I'm learning how to cut more hair, you know. And when I started cutting hair out of my mom's garage, I still wasn't a great barber. You know, I was still learning because in the barber industry, you never stop learning. So I started cutting hair out of my mom's garage. The clientele kept growing. And then I decided to rent a location and start cutting hair out of a location, you know. And then I rented a little spot. The rent was real cheap. It was really real raggedy, and it was old, you know. But that's where I started. I started at a, and I'm going through my experiences in life of just getting started. Just getting started took me to me already opening up my first business. And so I started cutting hair. Then my brother wanted to learn how to cut hair. I brought him into the barbershop, and now it's me and my brother. Then another friend from the town told me, hey, I would like to learn how to cut hair too. I'm like, come along. You know, you can learn like I did. Just start cutting hair. Basically, you know, just start. Just come, start. I'll give you some pointers. And so make a long story short, I grew the business from that little location. I rented another location, bigger, better, nicer. From that location, I went to another location, bigger, better, nicer. But you see the process? What I want you to get from this video is the process. That I started back in Brooklyn, New York with an idea that a book planted in my brain. The book said, just get started with whatever, just get started. And I got started, and it's been 15 years, and I still own that barbershop. And it all started with a thought. And throughout those 15 years, you know, I went through a lot of trials and tribulations, and, you know, sometimes it was really hard. You know, sometimes I was like, wow, I got a lot of barbers, you know. So that's the point of this video. The point of this video is just get started. Once you get started, you're gonna start something. And don't worry about having the perfect plan. Don't worry about, is it gonna work or is it not gonna work? Don't worry about those things, because when you get started, there's gonna be things that's gonna happen to you that is gonna, life is gonna teach you itself how everything is gonna work. Like I got this example, right? I live in Maryland. If I decide that I want to go to Florida, I want to drive to Florida, what I gotta do is I gotta get in my car and start driving. That's the first step to making it to Florida, is start heading in the road. Put the GPS, look at a map, whatever, this, that, and the third. And in your quest to making it to Florida, you're gonna go through some green lights, you're gonna go through some red lights, you're gonna go through some stop signs, you're gonna go through bumps, curves, a tire might blow, things might happen, things are gonna happen on your way to Florida. That's the same way I look at life. Whatever you want to do in this life, just get started. And that's the same thing I'm doing with these videos. I've been thinking a lot about telling people my story and sharing with people my story, because I would like people to get inspired. I would like people to get inspired, especially people that think they don't got a second chance. You've been to jail. You didn't grow up with your mom and your dad. You didn't finish high school. You still have a chance in life to become a great person, to become a role model, to become somebody your family is proud about. You know, you still got a second chance. Just get started. Start educating yourself. Read books about things that interest you, things that you like to do. Start learning about those things. Books is a great way to start, because it opens up your mind to different things you could do, different options you could do. There's a million books out there. There's a million YouTube videos out there that will tell you just get started. Till next time, subscribe to my channel, like, comment. If you feel inspired, share it with other people, and I'm gonna keep making videos. And this video, this channel or my mentality is road to having $1 million. And I'm gonna show you guys how you could have $1 million in your bank account. And I'm not gonna tell you you're gonna have $1 million in the next month, in the next 6 months, in the next 3 months, in the next year, in the next 5 years, because it's a road to obtaining $1 million. And I'm gonna show you guys everything I do to have $1 million, because as I'm making this video right now, I don't have $1 million in my bank account. But my goal is to have $1 million in my bank account, and I'm gonna share with you guys everything I did to obtain that $1 million. Right now, I'm a regular guy, just like you are. But I'm gonna keep making these videos talking about, the first episode is gonna be about the beginning, where everything started. And then I'm gonna get you into what I'm doing right now to achieve that goal of seeing $1 million in my bank account. Until next time.